friends. How's everybody doing today? This is Sandy from ledouxdesigns. And I would like to use the Alien Invasion stamp set tonight. I just love these little aliens. They make me happy. They make me smile and giggle a little, and that just makes everything great. So I am going to play around with some different colors tonight. Instead of doing the standard, what I normally do, we're going to play around with some different colors. So I am going to color this girl tonight. Hey Meg, hey Diana, how's everybody doing tonight? I'm going to work on this girl tonight, but not in those colors. We're going to do her in different colors. And then I have this guy left over from what we did another day. So we're going to use him, even though he's already colored. Hello, hello. And then we're going to color her. And we're going to use him on this background from the paper pad, the Interstellar paper pad. We're going to use that one because you can tell I have purple and blue going on over here. So it'll match this paper right here. I love this paper pad. I play with it all the time. So I already cut it down and it looks like this. And I want to start with this because in the stamp set, you have these two solid black little spaceships right here. And they're mini versions of that spaceship. And what I want to do is use my, this VersaFine Claire. And I'm going to stamp some of those little spaceships, but I want to give them some time to dry. So we have to do that part first. Thank you, Meg. I love this paper too. I worked really hard on it. I think it's super fun. The back is pretty cool too. You can use that with anything. I try to make the front match the stamp sets and the back be a little more neutral, so you have a lot of different options to use it with. So that is what's going on in my head. But I'll always take suggestions if you guys have any ideas you want me to try. But I want to put a few spaceships in the background. Now it's a little bit hard because it is a little bit slippery on this paper. You kind of can't see that one all too well. It's pretty far back. But when they get closer to the moon, and this is going to be like an alien invasion for sure. So as they get closer to the moon, you'll be able to see them. There's also a tiny, tiny ship, which we're going to use as well. So I'm going to take this one off because I don't want to stamp it in the wrong place. And so you can stamp on this even though it's somewhat glossy paper. You just need to be very, very careful and just hold it really still. So we're going to put 5 on there just because I need to have an odd number or I'm just not happy. You know how that is. Jinx. Do we say it at the same time? So that's the tiny spaceship. And I think you could even make a whole background with these little tiny spaceships, which is why I went ahead and included them. There was a little bit of space, and I like to give you as much as I can on a stamp set. So I try to space them as close together as I can so that you can see. This kind of reminds me of Independence Day when all those spaceships were all around the world and everybody was freaking out. So they're really light, but I think they make enough. I think they make enough of an impression. I don't want them to stand out. If I did, I could have used a different color ink maybe. being that I don't have that many different color inks, I just figured I'd go with the black. I want it to just be subtle in the background. So I am great with that. And now I want that to dry while we work. Can you see them on there? Kind of hard to see on camera, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. The one on the top is still pretty wet. I guess I used a lot of ink on that one. And then I'm just going to set it aside so we can work on this little guy. So this is the one that we already colored. He's one of my favorites. I just love him, and coloring him is so much fun. I just love him. So I colored him the other day on a speed coloring video. And so I figured, why not use him while I have him? So I'm going to zoom in on this one. Now, this is also an alien, a little bit different than this guy. The eyes are different as well. But this one looks like a girl to me. I mean, I kind of did it more as like, so you'd have a girl and a boy, like little alien. And I want to try and use some different colors. They look like an invasion. Yep, that's what I was trying to do. So that's good. I got it. Hey, Beth. So I'm going to try, I don't want to do it just in green like the other one. I want them to look like they're different aliens on one planet. So, oh, thanks. This little guy right here. So I don't want to make him that, I don't want to make this one that green where you can see. So I want to try and see what would happen. Hey, Cheryl, if I used some gray, so a little bit of this T6 for maybe the shadow, and then this T4 will work that way. It'll give us a transition phase into, what I also want to do is maybe G82, which will give us a little bit of green. But then I think I'm also going to put in a little bit of skin tone. So I think if we mix all of that together, we'll get a really interesting colored. And if we need, we can add a little bit more of a different color, but I kind of like that. So we'll underpaint with this one, and then we'll use these 3 to give us a different alien skin tone. So G82, T6, and T4. Tonight we're using the T's. We're just going to give them a little bit of love. I don't use them quite as often, so we're going to do that tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and just start out. I'm going to pretend like she has gloves on her hands, so we're not going to do her hands. We're only going to do her face. And we're also going to make it look like there is a cover over this. So we'll color her in, and then we'll put like a gray coating over top when we get done, so that it looks like all of this is under a screen. So I'll show you what that looks like. It'll make sense as I get there. So just hang in there with me, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And then I am taking suggestions. If anybody has a suggestion for what to color on Thursday. I was actually thinking about how many of you here, because you guys are pretty much the standard that come and hang out with me. How many of you like gnomes? Do you guys want to see? Meg just had released her first stamp set of gnomes, and I have it. So I was wondering if you guys wanted to see me color some gnomes. Do you want to see what it looks like? So you guys have an idea of what it looks like, because it's super cute. I really, really like it. And I think it'd be fun. So this is her stamp set that just came out today. See Meg's name up there? Our friend Meg. It's at Not Too Shabby. And look, there's a fisherman gnome, and there's a surfer gnome, and then there's a mermaid gnome. Do you guys want to do that? Let's do that on Thursday. That'll be so fun. I think that's great. And one die cuts all 3 of the gnomes, which is awesome. I think that, and you'll see more advertisements from me on the gnomes coming up because I got a bunch of them all colored right here. Now, how fun will that be? So, I think we do that. I think we're going to do that on Thursday. Am I going to draw some gnomes? I don't know, but you know, whenever I draw something, it doesn't look typically what you normally see. My versions are always, I mean, my style of artwork and stuff is so different from most typical, so I'm not sure they would really come out looking like regular gnomes. I don't know. I'm not very good at that, so I don't know. Gnomes are not on my list right now. They've never been like, I've never been a fan until, oh man, you guys, until Meg came out with hers, and then I was like, oh my gosh, they're so, so cute. And I even took this class that Meg had that did the other gnome that she has, and she's having a series of them, so you can see a whole bunch of them, but this is the other one, and he is like a knight, and he is really cute. And they gave it to us in that small size, and that die fits that gnome too. So in the class, when you do the gnome, you can cut it out too. It's a really nifty idea. I really like it. So I have a lot of different ones I could do. I do, some of them I like and I've thought about doing, but they were such the market for a while, and I don't know why. I've just never really been a big gnome person, so I don't really have any. But I do have a new release coming very soon. So I got some word from the stamp manufacturer, and I think that we are set for a new release on August 1st or 2nd, that weekend of the 1st and the 2nd. And it is going to be super great. I can't even tell you. But that was your hint. It's going to be super great. That's your hint. I was never a fan of gnomes before my set. See, Meg, I remember you saying that same thing. I know, aren't they so cute? Beth, they're so cute. I mean, I don't have an affiliate link, so Meg, feel free to put your link in if you want, in case people want to get it. Or if they already have it or whatever, they'll be able to watch the replay. I feel like we have a lot of green, and I didn't want her to be quite as green, so I'm trying to find another color that I want to put over it to kind of change what color she is. So I feel like it's a girl, and maybe we needed some pink. Hang tight. I'm looking for a color. Maybe we could try, let's see what RV00 would do. See, I don't think that's quite enough. So let's try RV02. This is how I pick colors when I want to do this. So what green did I use? I used G82. G82. But I think I might want a little bit of pink in here. And I think this pink might work, actually. So let's do it. We may have to shift back and forth a little bit with the colors. But this is RV02. And I'm going to just add it right over top of everything else. Because if I just put it in the open area that I have here, then it won't really match the tone of what's up here. And I want it to, so I know that there's a big pink spot in the middle of her face, but don't worry, we'll fix it. It's not going to be a problem. But I want her to have a little bit different color. So let's go back in with our T4 and kind of cover that, all of that just a little bit. Soften that up. And then we're going to come back with our pink one more time. Can't do links. Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. I mean, if they just look up not too shabby shop, and then click on the new items. You'll see it in there. I googled it earlier to see how to do it. Make sure it all worked. Okay, I do like this with the pink in it though. But this pink is pretty prominent. It wasn't really where I was going with all of this, but I should have just done her pink to begin with, because pink was the color I was really thinking. All right, so we have a lot of gray in there. So I am going to grab the RV04 for shadow. And we're going to put it up here where we had the darker colors earlier, because we're just going to change her. That's why we do things really, really light sometimes, because if you don't like it, you can just change it to something else. This is how I roll, really. If I don't like it, I just switch it to something else. Does she do digital? Meg. Does Meg do digital? I'm not sure if there's digital or not. They're digital when you take the class. Yeah, they're digital when you take the class. You get it when you take Meg's class. You get a digital download, and then you color with her. And then there's also a special group where you can post your progress as you're going, in case you have questions or you want feedback or whatever. So, but yeah, the class is usually a digital download. When you purchase the class, you get the download. So that's, yeah, so it works like that. Oh, this pink is so cute. It's kind of washing out the gray a little bit, which is okay, because we're going to put that gray coat over top. And I'm kind of okay. I sort of like this little bit of, it's kind of giving us like a texture, the way that we're using the colors on top of each other. So I kind of like that. I think it's really neat. Hey, Mom, RV04, one more time for the darkest areas. Just for our little shadow areas. Get us a little bit of shadow going on here. Right up here under her cheek. And right here. And I'm liking this a lot better. I like her better pink. I should have just stuck with the pink, because that was my first impression. Now I'm just softening that transition spot right there between the dark and the light. Just a little quick bit right there. And since we put a lot of ink on this poor little girl, I'm going to have to use my colorless blender to move any that went inside the eye or under the mask. So right here's a little bit of gray. I'm just going to push that back in. And then I thought, yeah, I had a teeny bit in the eye over here. So we're going to just push that back out. There we go. And now she's going to match really good with that background. I like how textured her face looks, but look how good she's going to match this background. That's super cool. Okay, now, so we kind of mixed around the colors. So I used T6, T4, RV04, RV02, and G82 are all the colors in her face. And we put a base coat of E00. So we kind of used a lot of colors on her face, but that is okay. So next what we're going to do is I'm going to make her outfit have a bit of the T 8, 6, and 5, T 8, 6, and 5. And then we're going to use this color blue, which is B06, 04, 02. Awesomeness. And then the purples we're going to use, sorry, somebody called me, V09, V17, V06, and V15. These are the 4 purples that we're going to use, because the V06 kind of moves it into a little bit of a pink purple. So we're going to use those colors as well. All right, so I'm going to start out with my grays. Didn't you color one in the green colors? I did. Well, I did this guy in green, and then on the package, I did it in green. See, it has a little bit of pink on the cheeks, but I did her in green. But tonight, she's going to be pink. A color wizard went from green to pink. Yeah. Yeah, I'm telling you, it happens sometimes. You know, I get in the middle of coloring it, and I decide I want to change my mind. And I just go for it. So T8, and this is where I want to put a little bit of darkness, like right around her face, so that the pink really stands out. That is the goal. So you could make that different colors because I separated it out, but you don't have to. I've been playing with these markers for a very, very long time. In the beginning, I used to always stick with my favorite colors and kind of go with the Copic theme of 2 numbers apart and all of that stuff. And then after a while, I was like, okay, well, I need a little bit more of a challenge. So I started messing around with mixing all of the colors together, and that's when I kind of switched from a standard regular color to other stuff. I'm going to color my stamps this week, and I was trying the green but couldn't find a video on it. Oh, I did do this on a video. I did do this one in green on a video. So it's got to be out there. I'll see if I can find it and tag you on it, Cheryl. But it's out there on YouTube. Sometimes Facebook messes up my videos and I can't download them. So every now and then that happens and a video doesn't make it to, but I'm pretty sure that one did. So I'll see if I can find it and then I'll let you know. And make sure you share with us too. We'd love to see it. T8 is what we're going to start with, and we're going to start on the helmet. I want to have some gray, and I want to have some accent in the blue and some in the purple. So we're going to do a bit of color playing today. Not just one thing. You can just do so much with these stamp sets and make them for whatever occasion you want. So don't be shy. Your alien can be purple or pink or blue or green or whatever color you want. Is that the same colors I used in the video? Yeah, this one. There's a speed coloring video too. I think that's when I did this one on a speed coloring, but I know that we did it. You'll look and see if you can find it too. Yeah, it wasn't that long ago because the release, the Alien Invasion release was around my birthday, June 14th. So it's probably going to be around the, you know, after that day, but around that time when I used the markers to do that one, the green one. I remember doing it. I have the card, I think, somewhere. But now I'm gonna make the boots gray too. I like to make the boots gray when they're in space, but that you can really make them whatever color you want. Again, all of this can be colored in any color. These are aliens, and who's to say what color they are? You can pick any color you want for aliens. I mean, in general, they say they're green, but, you know, I've never seen one, so they could be any color, actually. And then I'm just choosing a few places I want to put this color, so I'm going to put this color on the belt and the straps for the space backpack or air thing or whatever you want to call it. I don't know the specific words for what those mean, but we're gonna color those, like to hold her overalls up.
They're atmospheric.
Atmospheric what?
Backpack.
Atmospheric backpack. See, just ask Dale, he can tell you. You remember seeing it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember it, doing it as well. In fact, I think I may have put more than one. I don't know. I have a mask in here, so I think we masked it. Or maybe we were going to and we didn't. I don't know. I know we did that guy. I'll look after the live and I'll tag you if I find it or when I find it. So this is T6, so a little bit lighter and going around the outside because I really just want to use one more color. And if you wanted to do this in somewhat of a gray color but still a little bit of a purple tone, the BV 20 to 29 are really good for that. They look gray, but they have a slight bit of purple in them, so they kind of match really well with that kind of coloring. And so I think you guys would like that with the purple color. So now the bottom of her helmet is finished, but we're gonna make her a little bit fancy. So I haven't decided which color we're gonna make more prominent, the blue or the purple. I haven't decided yet. Sometimes I don't decide that until I actually do it, and then it just comes out whatever color it's supposed to be. I've been doing a lot of coloring today because I had to color the new release for you guys, so I'll have projects to show you when it comes out, and I'm super excited about it. I cannot wait to show you guys the next release. Oh, and we were going to put gloves on her, but I don't know what color I'm going to make her gun or anything yet, so we're going to hold off on that just for now. She's so cute. I love her. I really, really love her. And I thought Dale would really like her because she makes me think of stuff that Dale would like. So since he's helping me with the business and all that stuff, I like some of these to look like things that he would like, you know, because he has to learn to color with us. So
one of the figures in the new set was heavily influenced by me.
Yes, it was. Yeah, he's been helping me with the
and caused us quite a bit of
ideas
stress.
And it's a little hard to let go of that, you know, so there's a little back and forth on that. We're not gonna lie, we're not perfect. Dale has a lot of opinions on coloring and projects and all that kind of stuff. He doesn't do them as often, but he sure does like to tell me his ideas. Insert laughing emoji there. I like his feedback. Just sometimes I'm like, I already have this in my head.
I'm your armchair crafter.
Yeah. Sit right there and tell me what to do. That's my armchair crafter right there.
But I got good ideas.
Yes, you have great ideas. Okay. So for now, I'm going to stop with the gray, and I'm going to stick with that because we need to get some of these other colors in here. And I feel like because her face is pink and this color is going to be kind of purple pink, I'm going to do it as the accent color and not the outfit. So the outfit will be in the blue. So we're going to start with the purple next.
And they'll be pleased to know that I've started my first pencil coloring class.
You enjoyed watching Dale's live? Aw, I'm so glad.
Thank you.
I told him he did good, but he has to talk more. Because it got a little quiet there for a little bit. But the wedding was really nice. I was glad I got to go for it. I was glad Dale went live and gave you guys something to watch while I was gone. And his backgrounds are pretty cool. We were trying to watch, but they were serving dinner at the wedding right at the time he was doing the live, so it was a little bit challenging for me to join in. I'm going to do these little side parts of the helmet in purple, and not this one because you can't see it. And then I'm going to do these little pouches that she has to hold all her discovery equipment, because you know she's monitoring the planet and such.
Those are the holders for her plasma cells.
For her plasma cells. Just ask Dale. He knows. He plays all that video game and stuff.
They're asking if they could watch on rerun. We didn't post it on
yours. We haven't posted. We can though, right?
I mean, I have to go through and...
Dale doesn't know how to download it. Part 2 was working hard to get it to blend for him. Yes, that's right, Cheryl. Diana, it's still in the group, but I'm going to try to put it on the YouTube channel. I just haven't done it yet because he signed in under his name. So I don't know if I can download that or not, but I'll try tonight when I download this one to see if I can
download it a different method.
Yeah, I think I'm going to make the gun. I think I've decided now. I'm going to make the base of the gun this purple color. Because she's going to have a cool gun. A cool laser gun with purple in it. And we'll probably put a little bit of green fluorescent on this one. So looks like plasma is coming out of her gun, kind of. I think that's going to be my plan. I'm thinking about it as we're going along, what I'm going to do. Yes, please post it. Okay. I will do that. I will have him look into that and we will figure it out. All right. So next color is going to be this one, which is B17. And this one is more purple. It kind of goes really well with that V09.
Look, you can do a plasma bolt coming out of it.
Yes, I could, but you'd have to cut that out for me right now, or it won't work. He says we have some plasma in the ephemera pack that we sell, so he's going to cut it out for me, and I'm going to use it on the card. So you'll see that in a few minutes, what that looks like. I'm going to color the inside of that patch a little bit lighter, and then we're going to work on the little gun. I mean, you don't have to do this much detail when you're coloring it. I like to do a lot of detail. That's just me. That's just me and how I roll. She said, oh, I missed it. I'm sorry, Dale. Yes, you can. I've watched it several times. Yay. See, she watched it several times. Good. I mean, he's really good with the oxide stuff because you guys know he designs the stencils, and he has designed stencils for a really long time. So he tests them himself, so he already knows how to use the oxides and all that stuff. And he didn't even leave it all over my desk. He cleaned it all up. I was so proud. So this is the V06, which changes it a little bit to a pinkish purple. I love these colors together, but I think they're going to match the background like really good. You guys want to know what we were watching before we went live? We were watching TV. We were watching Jaws 2 because we watched 1 last night. Yeah, he did really good. And he had a different take on rays in the ocean and stuff, like different than what I would have done. So I like that it gives you a different take on using oxides and creating backgrounds. It gives a whole different idea. I really like that because I think that's important, that you have a variety of different designs so you can make different things. So here's the plasma we're going to use on the gun. We might have to make it shorter though, because they're only going to stand this far on the paper, honey. Okay, now we're going to use the blue, and maybe, I don't know, we might need another color in there. Let's see how much of this blue takes over. Okay, so this is B06. And let's just do our outfit first and see how overpowering the blue is, and we'll decide from there what colors we're gonna, if we're gonna put this on the helmet or if we're gonna wait. So we'll see. Let's play around and find out. We still got to do some gloves on her too, and I don't really know yet what color I want to make that. I do try to plan some of this out before the live, but mostly I'm just winging it. I mean, that's kind of how I do most of my crafting.
Well, that's how I do my oxide. That's why it was a little difficult doing a live with it.
Yeah, he said when he was doing the live, he didn't have it planned out, so he was just trying to...
No, I usually wing it, but I had to kind of plan it out so I had a guide of what to do.
So those of you who don't know Dale personally, let me tell you a little bit about Dale. His mind goes faster than his hands or his mouth. His mind is already on the next subject when he's talking to you. So when he's crafting, same thing. His mind is already going, oh, well, maybe we could do this, or maybe we could change it to that, or, oh, this is a cool idea, but I could do this or this. So when he started out, it was hard for him to stick to, because he just kept wanting to change it up. Oh, I can make it this, I can make it that. Which is, you know, generally how he thinks it, for the most part. It's not a bad thing, it's just, you have to get used to it. Knowing what you can and can't change in the middle of a live. I usually have ideas as well before I start, but generally they're just in my head. And I just have the basic idea, and then I just roll from there into whatever. So here's my question for you guys. Like, when you're coloring, what part of the process takes you the longest? Is it choosing your image? Is it deciding what color? Is it deciding how to color it? What is the part of the process that takes you the longest? Oh, that's you, Meg, your squirrel. Yeah. Dale is definitely like that. I mean, he has great ideas, but they switch a lot. I like this blue, but I don't want to do too much in that color. Like, I think I'm just going to do this little accent on the side in this blue, and the rest, I'm going to keep this compartment right here. I'm going to leave it alone because I want it to look kind of see-through with the plasma that we're gonna put on there. So I want it to come out of this area and this area. So you should be able to see it in both. Picking colors. Okay, well, I'm not alone then. That is the part that takes me the longest. And it's not because I don't know what will blend together. It's just I don't know what color I want it to be.
And not be purple all the time?
And not be purple all the time. That is true. And not be purple all the time. It's really hard because I'm always like, ooh, this would look so cute in purple. Oh, wait, I already colored purple 500 bajillion times. I should probably pick something else. I would say the one I use the least is probably yellow and orange. I don't know why, but I just don't use a lot of yellow and orange. I use more of the blues and the purples and the pinks. Probably because those are more my favorite colors, which is probably why I tend to use them more. Now, this one tonight I didn't pick these colors because they're my favorite colors. I picked them because they match the background paper. And we hadn't used this background paper yet, and I really wanted to use it because I think it's one of my favorite ones in the whole pack. Why? Because it has purple in it. I envision these cards, like when I'm drawing these characters, sometimes I think about, you know, like how I see them. Oh, I could see that one in this color or that color. Well, I'm glad you guys said that picking colors was the hardest, because I am working on a big project right now that I'm getting kind of close to. It's going to come out in separate phases to help with just that. Give you some ideas, some to try, things like that. So I'm working on that. So that works out perfectly, the fact that you guys just answered that question with exactly what I'm working on. And what I love most about this whole process that I'm working on is that you can do it on your own, or we can do it together. I do have plans to be doing it with you guys as well, you know, teaching you step by step and all that good stuff. So that's my plan. I'm just not, it's a lot of criteria you have to go through to get those prepared, but I am getting close now, so I'm excited to share that with you guys. Look how cute she is in all her blue. I use orange because it's my husband's favorite color. I know you're an orange person. I heard you in your lives mention oranges, and I noticed that you guys use a little bit more orange than I do, but it gives me the chance to play around my oranges. I do have my favorites in color families though, but I can tell you that my favorites now may not have been my favorites 6 months ago. My favorites change a lot. Like this purple combination, my favorite purple combination a while back was the 17, 15, and 12. And I didn't even have V06 in it at all. But now I like to use V06 with those colors because I really like how that comes out. You made that plasma. There's not a green one?
No.
Dang it. I wanted to make that plasma a different color. Okay, well, since the plasma is blue, we have to make the plasma in here blue.
Sketch out the outline and color it.
No. I'm going to use FBG2. We're going to use fluorescent. Purple is your favorite color? Yes, I love purple too. I love it. So I have this little bit of fluorescent color here. This is the blue. And I'm also going to use the other fluorescent color. I think it's this one. This is FYG2. Nope, that's not the one I want. I always get confused on whether it's that one or FYG1. Wait, there's one more, isn't there? Nope. We're going to use this one. There's another yellow one. This one is FY1, but that one looks a little bit more orange, and I don't really want orange. What? The reason I've followed you for so long is because you've created a very peaceful and kind community. You guys are amazing. Oh, thanks, Beth. I mean, I'm real. This is me. What you see when you're here, this is me. I'm not a big fan of being something different than what you're going to get if you meet me in person. So sometimes it means people don't find me as easily, but that's, I mean, eventually they will. Now I'm going to go over this again with this FBG2. But yes, we like to be just ourselves. I mean, we are who we are. And we're just real. That's just the way we are. I'm also going to take this T3 that I have out here, and I'm going to just kind of work a little bit on the back here, kind of solid, putting a little bit of that solid in there so that it does look like liquid inside the glass. I'm also going to put a little bit on the bottom. Can't really see it a whole lot, but it's doing the purpose that I want it to do. You're so sweet, Beth. Okay, so you can only see one hand. I think maybe it just might need to be black along with the, maybe we could make,
Black would go together.
Black would go with the glove.
Yes.
And then maybe we could make this backpack kind of that plasma color. That would be cool. All right, let's use T6 for the gloves. I'm going to make them a little bit lighter than the rest of the stuff, just so it doesn't blend in too far. And then we'll use T5 to finish it off. These are the same colors we used on the helmets. We just used T8 as well. But I want to keep these gloves kind of light colored. So there we go. That way you can still see her hands and everything in it. I really like that. So we're going to do that. Now when we did the plasma, we used these two and we used T3. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to start out by putting a base coat of T3 on this back part right here before we start putting any of the other colors in there. I don't want it to blend in too much with the clothes. So we're going to put a little bit of this blue in there. Right over top of that gray. The gray, this is a T. So the T stands for tonal, which means that it just tones the color down a little bit, which is, you know, kind of counterproductive for a fluorescent color, but I really don't want it to be as bright as it could be. So there, we added a little bit of that yellow in there. And then we're going to tone it again with a top layer of this T3. So we put it at the bottom and we're going to put it at the top. That way we have a little bit of a gray backpack with a little bit extra oomph in it of color. So I really like that. I'm super happy with how that came out. And then I think for the eyes, I may want to go with, I'm thinking green, but it needs to be a darker green. So I'm going to pull out G07. Yeah, much darker. And I'm just going to put that G07 right up here towards the top of her eye on both sides. Like this. It's going to deepen that top part. That alien has sass. Hi, Christina. I agree, she does. I mean, you gotta make her cool.
Did you let them know the release date?
The release date? I did. I said August 1st or 2nd, that weekend. YG17 is the next color, so we're just going to extend down a little bit further, and then to really pop these eyes, we're going to use that fluorescent color at the bottom to blend them in. I think that'll be cool. So we're going to use this like fluorescent yellow-ish color because it has a little bit of a green tint. So we're going to go
Hello, Christina.
little bit like this. I probably should have pulled the green one out, but that's okay. And I think that didn't quite blend as well. I'll whisper like in the idea. I'll whisper like in the background. Yeah, he kind of does that. I mean, he's really talking normal, but you only hear a little bit of it on the live because the microphone is facing me. So I put a little bit more of that YG17 on there just to kind of tone that down, and now I'm softening it up with this FYG1. And I want this side to be a little bit lighter and this transition spot to be a little bit more well blended. We're going to add a little bit more in here. I like this green inside the gun. You can make the gun look solid, or you can make it look like you can see this stuff in it. I think that's kind of cool. And we didn't even use all that many colors, so it was pretty awesome. So the color that I pulled out for putting over top of the mask was, I pulled out a T, but it was too light. I need this one, I think. This is T2. Yeah, pretty light. And what we're going to do is we're just going to completely go over top of this, right like this, because we want it to look like she has a gray cover over her. So it's going to kind of tone that face, that pink down just a little bit, and you'll see that color in the eyes, but it'll look like she has a little mask over her face. So this is what we have. Isn't she adorable? I may have to use some of that. What do they call that? What do they call that stuff? Glossy accents? I may have to use some glossy accents. Okay, I'm just touching the top of these spaceships with my dry cloth just to make sure they're good to go. All right, so these are the colors I have for the card, and she matches perfectly. Love it. And the green is great. I'm really glad we did that. A glass shield with part of our helmet. Yes. So when, when I think if I put glossy effects over it, it'll look really cool. And I might do that when we get to the end of the card, because I don't ever do that, and I haven't really showed you guys how to do it. I mean, I do it offline, but I don't think I've ever done it online. I'm going to put just a little bit of white in her eye. I haven't done it online, so we need to put the white in her eye so that you'll be able to see when I get ready to put that glossy effects. I want to be completely done with the card so that it doesn't do anything weird.
Easier to trace over this, I can cut it out and make it look legit.
Yeah, but if you did that, then the glossy effects wouldn't work. Yeah. Okay. I forgot to do the bottom of her shoes, so I'm coming back with my T8 real quick and doing the soles of her shoes. I missed that part when we were coloring. Don't ask me how, but it happens. There we go. Now she has a little bit of white on her. There we go. Now you can see her up close. Isn't she cute? What are glossy accents? I'll show you in just a minute, and I'll talk about it. Let's go ahead and glue some of these pieces on here so we can build our image. But while I'm doing that, I'll talk about the glossy accents. So the glossy accents it's like a clear coat that you can put over top of something that you color, and when it'll be a little cloudy when you put it on, but when it dries, it looks like glass is over top of whatever you did. So if you had somebody wearing glasses, you could put it over that. You can put it over anything that has glass or is a bubble or anything like that, and you get this really cool effect, but it takes time to dry. So you have to let it dry overnight. So once we do it, you'll be able to see what it is and what it looks like, but you'll have to wait. You have to wait for it to dry. And I don't think I have a little bottle anymore. I just have the big bottle, which is no big deal, but I'll show it to you in a minute. Oh, and I saved the excess piece when I cut this off. So there's clouds and moon, and I thought that we would put like this inside the card, on the card, the inside card piece. So let's go ahead and put that on there now, because I hate to waste this paper. I like it so much. It lasts a really long time. I mean, I've even had one time that I had for several years, and then it got hard and I had to get a new one. So mostly you don't ever run out of it once you buy it. And especially the size that I have right now, it's a really big one. So if you don't use it all the time. Oh wait, I found a little one. Here's a little one. It looks like this. I found a little one. I have a little one and a big one. It's just called Glossy Accents. This is Ranger brand, but they have all different kinds of brands. I first discovered it at Stampin' Up. So the first time I ever got it was from them. And it's really inexpensive, but it's a lot of fun to play with. And of course, I got to get everything else done before I do it. Otherwise, if you put it on there and you stick your finger in it, you messed it up. So I try not to do it till the very end so I don't mess it up. Because I'm really not all that great with stuff like that. I do tend to like mess it up when I do stuff that has to dry for a long time. I'm not a big fan of long time drying items. I'm going to go ahead and stamp the back of this with my signature, just so I don't have to worry about that later.
Keep you inside.
Hey, how are you doing? Super glad to see you here tonight. Been there, done that, Christina? You stuck your finger in it too? Messed it up? So frustrating, especially if you colored something and you spent all that time on it and then you stuck your finger in it. Oh, it just makes me so mad when I do that. But if you can manage to not stick your finger in it and make it last until it dries, it's really cool. Here we go. I like these colors layered on top of each other for this. I think they match that paper really nicely. And you could really use purple or pink or any color you want. This is definitely a girly card. And look, the girl's got the weapon and the boy's gonna be like under siege. All right, there we go. And then we're gonna put this little guy over here. And we're gonna put this gal right here with her whole army behind her, because she's gonna be all happy. Maybe we'll put some glossy effects on that up there too. She's like, what do you want? What are you doing here on my planet? We're gonna cut this down. Again, I'm gonna wing it. We're gonna cut this down a little bit. This is actually a piece of the ephemera that we have. And I'm just going to cut it down because the space is not very big on this card. I want to get that wiggle back in there that I cut out. By that I mean this part that indents and then comes back out like this. Perfect. Okay. So she's not only holding him up, she's also shooting at him a whole blob of this stuff. Here, I have an idea. Where is my... Woo! Did you see that slippery little sucker fly by? It was my X-Acto knife, because I'm going to put a little slit in this part of the gun so that I can make this look like it's not coming out of the back of the gun, but out of the gun. So we're going to try to put this in here. Hold on. 1 second. Pretty sure I can do this. There we go. Perfect. Look at that. Now it's just perfect. All right, and then I'm going to glue it on the back so it'll stay down.
Wait, yeah, I think it's slightly.
I can move it after the Barely Art glue, honey. Chill out. It's okay. I got it. See? It'll be great. Perfect. Just gonna hold that there for a second. There we go. And he is just like, what?
What do you call hostile negotiations?
It is hostile.
Negotiations.
And he's like, what is happening to me? This is the sentiment I have. Hello. Dang. It's a bad day for him to land on the wrong planet. There's a story there. You know, there's always a story. But a sewing needle works great to smooth it back out. Oh, really? A sewing needle will help? If you have that laser thing printed on vellum and then coat it with a sparkle pen, that would look so cool. Yes, it would. It certainly would. That's a very good idea. Let's put her down on the paper. She's having a bad day. She's shooting before she even hears the hello. She's like, why are you intruding on my space? My space.
Step it up a notch if you did it in vellum. And then put some white tissue behind it. You could put lights and make it glow.
Oh, jeez. You guys. All right. Now she's on there. She is shooting. PMS and no chocolate. Yes. For sure, for sure. I almost think we need to pop him up so he's not so close to the plasma coming out there. I have this stuff. We'll just stick it on there. Let me grab my sticky scissors. I always cut this stuff with the same scissors so I don't jack up my scissors. I mean, I only have 1,500 pairs of scissors. Because you know when you have kids in the house, and I used to, and they were younger, and my scissors always disappeared, so I'd just buy more and more and more, and then when they moved out, I found all the scissors, and now I have a ton of scissors. And my husband takes my scissors, and you guys know what that's like.
No, I really don't use your scissors.
Oh,
you give me scissors.
Oh, I just need a pair of scissors for this. Or, oh, I just need a pair of scissors for that. No, I started buying Dale his own stuff like that when he used it too much.
I have my own collection of
tools.
Scissors for cosplay.
He has his own
my fabric
tools.
Scissors, my
I think the biggest one we had an issue with was the heat. Was it the crocodile and the heat gun? The heat up your stuff gun, whatever you call that. I don't know, your heat tool or whatever. Every time I wanted to use my heat tool, it was gone. And I would have to ask, where is my heat gun? So he had to buy his own heat gun. But we can share some things. We share the hot glue gun. We do good on that.
And the trimmers.
Yes, and the paper trimmers. We share the paper trimmers pretty well. But we do not share Copics. And Dale started practicing on color pencils so he can help you guys with color pencils. And what else is going on? New release on the weekend of the 1st of August, so coming quickly, rapidly. It happens with your husband too. Thank you. Looks awesome. I love it. I'm going to be very happy with it, especially when I use this glossy accents. I'm going to be even more happy, I think.
Then you gave me the crocodile,
and then I took it back. I Indian gave him the crocodile. And then I was like, hey, I need that thing. Can you give me that thing back? So some things we work really well with sharing, and some things we do not. All right, I think this is really good popped up. He needed to be popped up, I think. This is funny. I can't believe I'm putting the word hello on there. Hello. Because it looks like she didn't even wait for the hello. She just started shooting. Bad day. Oh my gosh, so much fun. You guys, it's been a very entertaining night tonight with Dale making jokes with us too. That's so funny. We have to put a little bit of bling. So I have this little bit right here. I just want to put these little 3 dots because I have this bling right here that's like perfect. And it kind of goes with all the rest of this. So we're just going to put it like right around the name. Just right over here since we have spaceships over there. Because you can't really do something like this and not put any bling on it. I mean, come on. I got to have bling on everything. That might not be quite enough glue, but we'll see. Let me squish it. And we'll see. Yep, not enough. If you glue these down and they comes up on your item that you're pressing down, you don't have enough glue on there for it to hold. And I kind of thought, I had suspicions that wasn't going to be enough, but you never know till you try. Come on, stick. It's time to stick. It's not time to come off. You don't have to worry about the Barely Art glue. It dries clear, so it doesn't matter if it gets all over everywhere. That's why I love it. Because when I make a mess, it doesn't matter. I guess I don't have enough glue on any of these. What was I thinking? What? Scoot it over.
Well, I think it's because it's slippery on that glossy surface.
It is, but it'll stick. You just need to give it some time because I've put them on the glossy surface before. And you just need to be patient with it and give it a little bit of time to dry. And it will. All right, so let's check this one because we're about to put one more on there. And I think I'll do an even smaller one. This one. There we go. And maybe I just want to sit it there for a minute and I'll press it down in a little bit. Okay, here we go. Ready? Glossy accents time. Woo, what a tongue twister. The two of you are like Lucy and Ricky. Yeah, I mean, I'll bet it is a lot like that in our house.
Well, I can't come into your craft room and take something. You gotta ask, what are you using it for? Why do you need it?
Every time. What are you doing? What are you watching? What are you doing? Why are you touching that? What do you need?
You better put that back.
I marked my territory on all my stuff. He wanted to take her to dinner and she shut him down fast. Oh, Beth, it's okay. We're super glad you popped in. We're about to use glossy accents. Have you ever used that? Okay. So when you squirt it out, it's just clear. And I like to tap it a little bit before I do it in case there's any bubbles. The bubbles will go to the top. Because when I get bubbles in there, it drives me crazy. Okay. Now we're going to put this glossy accents over the area where it would be a shield for her. And it kind of stays where you put it. It's sort of cool like that. And then if you don't want it to be quite as thick, you can move it around. It gives you a little bit of play. It does not mess with your Copic coloring or anything like that, so you don't have to worry about that. It'll look a little cloudy until it gets dried. But for now, you put that over it like that. We should put it over one or two of these ships and see how it goes. Maybe that'll make them stand out just a little bit more. Just follow the outline of whatever you're putting it on and then fill the inside. And then, I mean, it's going to dry clear, so I don't know how much of this you will actually see, but it may help these stand out just a little bit more. And it'll take them a bit of time to dry probably usually leave it overnight. Don't touch it because you'll smear it. And you do not want to do that. That is not fun to mess it up after you work so hard coloring it. But now we have spaceships, and they're with the glass, so you can see them better now. And then she has it on her face, and I'll hold it up so you can kind of see. When it dries, it'll be completely clear, but it will be bubbled up a little bit. So can you see the bubbling of it? It kind of bubbles up and looks like a mask. And they're on the ships. There's a few tiny bubbles. If you get bubbles, you can just pop them with, like, where's my tweezers? With, oh, not those. They don't even have a point on them. You just take your little tweezers if you see a bubble or a little pin, and you can pop the bubble. Usually, you can pop the bubble.
Maybe you can't work it to the end, to the edge.
Nope, there it goes. And then there's one here. I mean, they will pop. You just got to give them a little bit of time. Or you put them to the edge like Dale said. And that's why I shake them so they don't have bubbles. But we got it great on her face. Like, there's no bubbles at all on her face, see? And then when I hold it down, see how it glares? It will still have the glare when it dries. So it's kind of perfect for that. A needle does it. The Glossy Accents is great, and it's not very expensive. It's just a little bitty bottle like this. I think they're maybe $3 or $4, $5 at the most. But this is a little one, it'll last forever. You saw how much we used. It's hardly any. I usually store mine this way so that any bubbles will go to the top.
And I've played with that where I've put some into a separate dropper bottle and added a drop of pigment to it, and it'll tint the Glossy Accent.
Oh, Dale says you can put it in a different bottle and add a little teeny drop of ink, and it will change the color of it, so you can tint it whatever color you want. So that's kind of cool too. And then I don't know if you guys, this is our little bling holder. It's got all my little, these are new. You haven't seen those. Well, I think I showed them on a live once when Dale first made them, but they'll be in the shop when the new release happens. Yep, so make sure if you don't have your bling holder, you get one. They stack like this, and they lock in place so they don't come over on your desk. So that's super awesome. And we have a bunch of new stuff coming for you. And on Thursday, we're going to color gnomes from Meg's release. And then when we start, I'll probably ask you which one you want. Mermaid, fisherman, maybe we'll do more than one. I don't know. I haven't decided. But super cool and fun. And we'll do this. You like it? You like it? You like it? I love it. I love how it turned out. It's awesome. It kind of needs a little, like, I wonder if I can put my white gel pen on that paper, on it. Ooh, I can. Look how cool that is. Look how much more you can do with this. Whatever you want. Yeah. Yeah, that's so fun. Okay. Well, I will wait for that. Like, I will post. I'll take a picture after it dries tomorrow, and I'll post what it looks like, and hopefully you'll be able to see the Glossy Accents on there. But I hope you guys liked that. It was fun. I'm glad you guys came and hung out with me. And we will meet again on Thursday night at 8 o'clock Central. And until then, you guys have a super awesome evening, and I will see you on Thursday. Good night, everybody.